Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make japchae. Japchae is very common during like the holidays or very festive season in Korea or like a Korean home. And now that we're approaching Thanksgiving so soon, I cannot believe 2019 is almost over, but we're approaching Christmas and New Year's. So I'm guessing I'm gonna see a lot of japchae at my parents' house. But anyways, I wanted to share this recipe with you guys today. I thought it was perfect timing for that. It's actually very simple. You could definitely make it to your own depending on what kind of topping you put in the japchae. For me, I am going to mainly focus on using mushrooms today. I have shiitake, enoki, and I forgot what this one was called, but I really like these. These are really good when you just stir fry it. I've had a lot of japchaes where there was beef inside, so you guys could totally do that. But I'm gonna skip on meat today. So let's begin. Okay, so first let's prepare the vegetables. To use regular just vegetable oil, and then I have carrot. I'm going to do this less because they stain the pan and I don't want it, and I'm actually cooking it separately because I don't want it to stain other vegetables. So to begin with, let's start with the mushroom. So I have shiitake mushroom. I use the dried ones and I let it soak in water for overnight. I like to do that because I like to use the dried shiitake mushrooms, just because it's easier to use, it has longer shelf life. But if you guys like to use the fresh ones, go ahead, that is completely fine. And I just stir fry it. So I won't season all the vegetables, but with the mushrooms I will. And I am going to use salt. Just a little bit of salt. That's fine. So the other day I was trying to make japchae, and instead of using sugar, like I kept adding salt. So I'm like, why isn't it getting sweet? And like I put a lot of sugar, that's what I thought. I ended up adding a lot of salt, and it was the saltiest thing I ever tasted in my life. I think I lost my taste bud that day. It was so salty. I'm like, oh my god. And I try to recover the japchae, but it just, yeah, that was a huge loss for me, but it's okay. That's how we learn. Hopefully we learn. My most trustworthy $14 frying pan. Okay, so the first mushroom is done. Okay, let's do enoki mushroom, and I'm gonna cook these together. I think it'll be okay. And this one I am going to salt as well. A little bit of salt. A little bit of black pepper. I think this one is done as well. Okay, next, let's move on to our onions. I'm using the yellow large onions. Some places call it like yellow brown onions. But let's try. No, I think I could salt the onions as well. Very little bit. Put these mushrooms together. Save some space. So we're not trying to caramelize them, just enough. Yeah, the Thanksgiving, man, I cannot believe Thanksgiving is coming up so soon. What, in 2 weeks? Wow, so crazy. Probably not less than 2 weeks, right? But I'm excited, but it's kind of crazy how fast this year went. It felt slow at moments, like certain time of the year, but overall, it's November already, and it's the end of the year. Crazy. And the holidays, for me, just happens to go much quicker. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys feel that way as well, but it's exciting, but it just goes, it just passes by so quickly. Okay, I think we're good with onions. oil to chives. Quickly, it's a quick process as well. Yep. I think that is good. So I'll take these guys out. And then last but not least are carrots. Oil. So the carrots do take the longest because you don't want them to be crunchy, but you don't want them to be too soggy. You could add sesame oil to vegetables every time you cook them, but I just like to add my sesame oil last. But you do definitely need sesame oil. Like I would normally say, oh, you could skip on sesame oil, but for this recipe, it's a must. They're easy to find these days, you know. You can go to Mariano's, any groceries, Costco, or where, you know, whatever's available to you. You should check Walmart, should have them. Target should have them. I think this is good. I'm gonna turn it off. Okay, so the next step is to get our noodles ready. Like I said earlier, you could have them soaked in water. Did I say that? So you could have them soaked in water beforehand. That's how you could prepare it. But I just like to boil mine as it is. I mean, it's as quick, I think. So we're going to add them. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should make just a little bit more because I want to make enough for my husband. So if you guys are wondering which noodles I use this Otugi brand. And if you guys can read it right here, it says easy to use, which is one of the reasons why I got this one, because usually they come in like really huge bulks and it's kind of like it gets messy. But these ones are already cut to very smaller pieces, which is really easy to use. This should take about 5 minutes. Almost. It's still pretty stiff. Kind of crunchy actually. So, a little longer. Just to make sure. Okay. So, take these guys out. So everything is prepared, and the last step to do is to mix everything together. So we're gonna get the noodles. Okay. Ooh, hot. Okay. Let's cool it a little bit. So some people like to eat their japchae cold, but I like mine kind of warm or even hot. That's why I microwave them. So anyways, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. Let's start with like 1/3 spoon. Okay, and then we're going to add some sugar. Start with 1 spoon, maybe 1.5, and then some soy sauce. 1, 2, 2.5. That's 2.5. And then I have 1 tablespoon or 1 spoon of minced garlic. I want to just kind of cut them a little because I don't want them to be too long. Okay, let's taste it. Yum. I honestly feel like that's really good seasoning. But let's just add the vegetables first, and then kind of go from there. So the carrot, chives, mix. Let's add the rest of the vegetables, mushrooms, and onions. How much? Oh my gosh, I made so much, which is good. because I want this to last. Okay, gotta just mix it well. Should I season it a little bit more? I feel like I want to season it just a little bit more. Like very little bit of soy sauce. One more. Okay, that's good. Let me taste it. No, I think this is perfect for me. But if you guys do want it a lot more flavorful than this, go ahead and add more soy sauce, and even maybe I crush a little bit of salt. I'm going to use very little bit of salt. So you don't want to add too much soy sauce because it can get watery. But I think I'm okay. So I use a little bit of more salt in here. But yeah, anyways, if you guys want it more flavorful, add your like salt and your sugar proportionately, so it doesn't become too salty or too sweet. Oh, my arms are starting to hurt. I am going to add more pepper, black pepper. Oh, and last but not least, let's add the sesame oil. Am I finished with this one? Got to fill it up. Okay. So I just want them to mix very thoroughly because, you know, when you grab it, I don't want to get just vegetables or just noodles. So this is what I'm doing. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some on my plate. Jan! So tired. My arms are about to fall off. I'm gonna pair it with some kimchi. Kind of want dumplings, but I ran out. Cheers. Honestly, I think this is the best japchae I ever made. I mean, there are some recipes that seems really complicated, use so many different odd ingredients, but simple is the key. Simple is the key. This is delicious. This dish just kind of like brings back so many like like holidays that I spent with my family, my relatives. Crazy. probably shouldn't double dip like that, so. And ever since I started eating meat again, you know, every time I eat any kind of meat, I felt sluggish. And I thought I'll get used to it, but I can't. Like, I feel really terrible. Like, I feel sleepy, you know, I don't feel energized. I'm just like really bloated all the time. So, I decided to keep my weekdays meat free, like even fish, any kind of seafood too. But weekends, I could eat kind of whatever I want, like steak, you know, pork, you know, seafood, something like that, you know. Just like I want to stay productive throughout the week, and eating, like, you know, like kind of avoiding meat really does help you stay energized and, you know, just kind of like very productive. You know, you feel like you could achieve anything in the world. It's not that I'm only gonna eat meat in the weekend. I'm gonna allow myself to. It's okay too, but I'm not gonna get out of my way and be like, I'm only gonna eat meat. You know? Tong's doing it with me because he watched this show. What's it, a Game Changer? Something on Netflix. It's about how these really professional athletes, like people who's like kind of like the top in the world, they're all vegans. And, you know, they were talking like, you know, obviously they were talking science behind it as well, of course. But, you know, how all of them were saying like, you know, I never felt better. You know, my, you know, just my performance is just so much better than when I used to eat meat. Because a lot of people think that, oh, you know, you're an athlete, you need a lot of energy, you have to eat a lot of protein from animals. But it wasn't the case for them. So when Tong saw that, he's like, really? I'm like, I've been meat free. Well, seafood's okay. I ate seafood, but for 8 months, and you didn't care to learn a thing about going like vegetarian or whatnot. But when you see this show for 5 minutes, you decide to try it out. But it's okay. I don't think he's ever gonna go completely like vegetarian or completely vegan, but the fact that he's even trying, I'm proud of it. I'm evangelizing. So, I should just really stop double dipping. But I'm only gonna eat meat when I'm really like super craving it. Because what happened to me was, yeah, I didn't eat pork, which happens to be like my favorite meat. I didn't eat pork, I didn't eat beef, I didn't eat chicken. After that 8 months, it kind of exploded. Like I wanted to eat meat every day. So I think doing that, it just kind of drove me a little nuts. So when I'm craving it, I want to eat it so that I'll avoid overeating meat, you know. No, honestly, I don't know how some people do it, because some of these athletes that was on the show, they grew up only eating meat. Like, barbecue was their culture. I don't know how they like completely stopped, because, for example, like Korean barbecue, it's more than just eating barbecue. It brings us together. Like, for Korean families, it brings people together. You celebrate with Korean barbecue. You end the weekend with barbecue. You know, like with some soju and all that. And I like having it. I mean, hopefully not every week, but when there's an opportunity, like, I want to be there. I'll stop eating. This is so good. But I'm going to end the video here today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. If you guys did, make sure to comment below and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos. Subscribe for more videos in the future. And I'll see you guys next time. Happy holidays, guys. Bye.